Hey y'all, welcome back to the DIY Entrepreneurs Reaction Show. I'm so glad you decided to tune in with me today. Go ahead and hit that like button and become a subscriber to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I would really appreciate that. Today we're going to be reacting to another Shark Tank pitch, so let's check it out.
Next up is a unique alternative to delivered meals.
Hi Sharks, I'm Nick Taranto.
And I'm Josh Hicks, and we're the founders of Plated. We're here today to ask you for $500,000 in exchange for 4% equity in our rapidly growing company.
And they
At
laugh.
Plated, our mission is to help Americans eat better. Josh and I met at Harvard Business School. After school, we both had the same problem. Getting good food on the table was difficult, time-consuming, and expensive. We knew there had to be a better way.
So we started Plated. Plated delivers all the ingredients in the exact portions you need to make a chef-designed, delicious, nutritious meal at home in 30 minutes or less. You come to the site, pick out only exactly what you want and how much, and then we deliver all the ingredients, along with recipe cards and instructional videos teaching you how to make a delicious dish at home.
Since we launched 6 months ago, we've served tens of thousands of meals around the Northeast. Now, we need you guys to take us nationwide. Sharks, who's hungry?
So I want to see if I understand this right. I order from a service, they deliver right to my door, my groceries, and all I have to do then is just portion it out.
But then you still have to go find the recipe. You have to figure out what you want to eat.
If I'm using a recipe card, cookbook. 6.5 dozen
We
meal
will
there.
take you from zero to kitchen hero in 30 minutes.
Our customers tell us that they love the experience of getting everything pre-portioned. It's easy to make.
And the milk, you say it comes frozen?
All fresh.
No.
And what does it cost?
Starts at $10 per person. You need to order 4 portions.
So it's a $40 minimum order.
Who pays shipping?
We do.
That's included in the price.
Is that sent overnight with an ice pack in it?
You got it.
Same day or overnight. We have customers who literally write into us cold and tell us that twice a week they put the kids to bed, and this is time with their spouse, and it's a ritual, and it's helping their
But you
relationship.
don't
know
need to
what? I
use
don't-
your service to do that. I'm very interested in understanding
but
the
they are using
premium
it.
delta. If
Okay.
I'm a family buying Lori's Way or buying at the grocer's, over the course of a year, how much more is the family paying to eat?
Yeah. So here's where I think you're going with that.
You know where I'm going with it.
I have a lot of customers who are grocery chains. The margins are awful.
Here's the dirty secret of grocery. When you start out, the gross margins are actually pretty good, somewhere between 40 and 50%. But then you have spoilage and overhead, and that
Now, and you could tell this was an older episode. This was from season 5. And so this was back in 2014. I want you to have that in the back of your mind. So this is before HelloFresh, the different food delivery services that we hear of today. Now, so I want to understand if this was the entry into this space with Plated, or if they have some type of different twist to it. But let's continue to see what's so innovative about Plated back in 2014 again. So let's check it out.
chews up 95% of the margin.
Grocery store throws away, in some cases, half of the perishable food. Plated delivers the amount of spice you need and not the $20 jar. You get the amount of basil you need and not a giant thing that will wilt.
Right, so you can make the argument you're saving money because you're not
We're
wasting.
throwing away less than 1% of what we order every week.
However, if you're not really a kitchen hero, as they alluded to, they'll make you a person that's familiar with the kitchen area or whatever. But if you're not a kitchen hero, as they said, you'll probably need more than what's actually portioned out for each meal. Mistakes happen. If you happen to overcook it or undercook it, you may want to try it again. And so if that's the solution that they're solving, given the exact measured portions, I don't know how successful that would be for somebody who's not really a kitchen person. So let's see what else they have.
Let's talk about money for a second.
Well,
Okay, I
Kevin,
think
can
we
I just ask
understand
them, they've been doing this for how long?
7 months.
Tell us about the actual numbers you've had in 7 months.
Our margins today are 40%.
Right?
Those will go to 60% at scale. 350,000 in total sales, but 100,000 of that was last month.
Tell me the projection for the next 6 months.
Last month?
Calendar year, 2.5 million in sales. And in the next 12 months, we'll do about 10 million in sales.
Okay.
We project $1 million a month in revenue by the end of the year.
So you're ramping up every month.
We're growing at over 40% each month.
Josh, how much cash did you have to spend to start the business?
We each put in north of $50,000 to start.
And then you raised how much money?
To date, about $3 million.
What valuation?
Post money, $9.5 million.
Okay.
Talk to me about expansion.
We'll have a half a dozen or so hubs around the country. We have 2 active now.
From our warehouse in Brooklyn and our warehouse outside of Chicago, we cover the entire Northeast and the entire Midwest. We're starting in San Francisco in
Chicago.
about 4 weeks.
Shipping
Tell me
California
about your
from
background.
Chicago?
I was doing tech startups before, worked in finance for a bit, and met Nick at business school.
Josh is super modest. He's a great engineer, come out of Georgia Tech. Spent 5 years building a software business. I went to Dartmouth College undergrad. I did the joint degree at the Kennedy School, Harvard Business School. Went to the Marine Corps after HBS.
Wow.
I love the way a partner will understand their modest partner. And I probably said that wrong, but the way that Nick just shared a little bit more about Josh's background, because he left all of that out. He just kind of said, yeah, I went to this school and I met Nick at business school. That was it. He didn't say anything about being an engineer and building a software development company. That speaks to the expertise, that speaks to the skills. And so I think Josh should have shared that. But it is always great to have a partner in a business that will kind of toot your horn for you if you're not the type of person that always be like, yes, I did this, I did that. Sometimes we forget to mention all of the other things or the skills that may be, you know, of some value to the people that hear us, that has to learn from us, or that sees us on a regular basis. So I appreciate what Nick just did for Josh and making sure they knew, no, he got some skills.
The only person to ever do that.
And how long
You
were
got to do more
raised
with
for?
your lives. You haven't done enough.
So I did a year active duty. I became an infantry officer, and now I'm still in the reserves.
Wow.
That's great.
Have you considered, once you capture that customer, perhaps there comes a week when they're so busy that they need the food prepared?
Totally. Know where you're going with that? The different product lines are 6 months from now coming out.
But there's a
Let
ton
me
of
ask you a
competition.
question.
There was a
What do you
ton
think
of
is
fish.
missing here?
Sure, but this is about a brand, right? We are building an amazing brand. We put a lot of time into this.
Yeah, but
You guys are obviously really smart guys. But, I mean, I can't go along for the ride unless I buy into the concept.
What are you doubting?
Personally, I love to eat healthy, but I wouldn't order something that I have to cook.
Cooking is believing. When people try this, they come back. This is a game changer because it allows you to have an experience you would not have otherwise.
Right. Josh, look, you've had
doing
great
the actual
answers.
cooking?
I just can't get over having to make it. I can't invest in something that I would not use on some level.
We'll send you a free trial and would like to get your feedback
Please do.
afterwards.
Send it to his wife. She definitely wears the pants in the family. I've seen it.
My wife wouldn't use it, and I wouldn't use it. You know, for that reason, I'm out.
That
The question.
that seemed like that offended him on some level. Did you see the way, I'm gonna go back, but did you see when Barbara was saying what she said, the look on Robert's face when she was saying that? And even just now, it's like, no, it's nothing to do with that. It was like supposed to be a joke. Funny, ha. And Robert's usually the one with the jokes, but that didn't seem funny to him at all. I'm gonna rewind just so y'all can catch that.
Afterwards.
Send it to his wife. She definitely wears the pants
Watch
in the
this.
family. I've
You see him?
My wife wouldn't use it, and I wouldn't use it. You know, for that reason, I'm out.
The question is, how much of a premium am I, as an investor, paying for the risk that this is not proprietary anywhere? I think I could do the whole thing for $3 million. Instead, I have to pay 3 times that multiple to play with you.
Go find 2 hard chargers who are smart, data-driven, and are going to knock it out of the
We'll
park.
beat you
like the way
to it.
We're going to knock it out of
Guys,
the park.
we meet them. We meet them.
They're right. They're right. They're right.
Whoever you bring on board.
I'm out.
You know what? I call cook a lot.
It's crazy because now I'm kind of seeing, is it Nick's demeanor or his kind of personality? He seemed like he was kind of hard-hitting in his attitude and just the way that he was coming back. It seems like he was kind of aggressive, and the Sharks kind of did not want to work with them. I just read a whole bunch into just what he said, but I'll be like that sometimes. It's all right.
The trouble I'm having with this is that if you're somebody who cooks, and I think most people in America cook, if you do, you don't really need somebody to send you in a box the ingredients, because you go to the grocery store.
That's not their customer.
But wait.
Yeah,
I was
it is,
wondering
though,
if it was
Barb.
more
It's not-
urban
no, it's not.
center.
It is, though.
But,
So just think about it, like, instead of going and ordering takeout and eating that greasy thing of Thai food.
but you still have to cook it. That's where I have a little bit
I
of
think-
difficulty. I'm seeing it as your customer is somebody who's too busy to cook. So for that reason, I'm out.
Interesting, because that's who I thought the clientele was. I would love for them to really address who their client is, because I thought it was for someone that's too busy to cook and need the things delivered directly to them so they could just go ahead and put it together and eat. But what Lori is saying is that's who she thought their client was, but it doesn't seem like that, so that's why she went out. And so I hope that they speak to who their client is.
Who do you see as your biggest competition right now and your greatest threat?
Takeout.
Well, that's pretty big. Takeout is your enemy, and that's a big one.
Yeah, because
And
it
what
already comes
takeout has
prepared.
over your concept, you could decide tonight what you're in the mood for eating and get it to your table and eat within the hour. It's done. So that is an obstacle. Right. This isn't for me. I'm out.
Guys, I would not be a customer. That said, I don't have to be a customer for a lot of things that I take interest in. The real question is, how do you preempt competition? How do you make this so that it's an actual company as opposed to turning into a feature from any of the high-end supermarkets?
So to touch on that, the back-end logistics are not easy. Also, we're signing customers up for year-long contracts.
Okay, tell us about that.
You can either buy just a la carte whenever you'd like, or you can subscribe and save.
And how many subscribers do you have to that?
Several thousand.
Okay.
But this is another beauty of the business, by the way. We don't need a lot of customers to make this a giant business.
They not getting them at all.
Okay, so guys, I'll make you an offer. I'm gonna offer you $500,000 at the $9 million valuation, which is about 5.5, 5.6%. We'll figure that out. And in addition, I want advisory shares. Whatever the best deal you give to any other of your advisors, that's what I want. Do we have a deal?
So you're talking about $500K
Right.
at a 9 mil.
You said you left it open.
What we were looking for.
Yeah.
At our valuation.
Exactly.
Can we talk about it real quick?
Why do you need to talk?
Right.
You basically told us this is what you want, so either you want to do business.
We want you to be a part of this. We need to just make sure that our numbers are working with.
I wouldn't
we're
leave
on the
that
same
room with
page.
that kind of a deal
Seriously
on the
though,
table.
I mean, what am I missing here? Because you said you wanted advisory support.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what there is to talk about because I'm giving you pretty much what you asked for.
Come on.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Deal.
Let's do it.
All right. Fantastic.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not even-
I mean, a deal. I guess they got a deal. They didn't seem too excited. Neither Mark, the other Sharks, or the entrepreneurs. They were like, well, yeah, all right. You got a deal. What? So I hope that they ended up having a good partnership. But so Plated came into the tank seeking $500,000 for 4% of their company. They ended up walking away with the deal with Mark for $500K for 5.5% of their company and plus some additional advisory shares. And so they ended up getting a deal, but it seemed kind of tense. Was it just me? Y'all help me out. Let me know in the comments. Did it seem like it was some tension there? Even from the way Robert went out, the way Kevin went out, and then just the way that I believe his name was Nick, his responses, I think, was probably kind of aggressive. You know, let me know what y'all think. But I thank you guys so much for tuning in and staying until the end. I really do appreciate that. Go ahead and hit that like button and become a subscriber if you like this content. And make sure you check us out for the next ones.
Super excited. Out, man. Look it out, baby. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys. All right, thanks, guys. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Take that.
Hey, there was no doubt these guys had a solid business, Mark. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's risks, as there are to any business, but in this particular case, the horse is a decent horse. The jockeys are great jockeys.
And you might learn to cook, Mark.
I'm not going to learn how to cook ever.